And you start getting.
No, and then you purchase too.
Yeah.
You have three good
You've only done that, right?
I started out at CSRT. Got let go.
CRST and like flatbed.
I did that one. They fired crashing all over Shanties. Belly jump for 2.5 months, and then construction slowed down. I couldn't here, and then the next day, Mike called.
Well, you were on 90-day probation. Right? For a year and a half. 6 months. You almost bought that truck that one time.
And look who they used.
David when he woke up.
But I really don't. I got enough space in my truck right now.
I got a service in my truck. Carrying my car from my trailer down in the box. Carrying
Catch ready to get going?
Yeah, he was the one shooting back at
Sorry about this. They need to be Mexican flag.
Danny Glover.
Mexicano que sí allá. Alright, so welcome to our safety meeting. Does anybody have anything they want to start out with?
I do.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
In the computer, in the tablet, when they put the route right there, like say pickup, okay, or dropping, they don't come in address, and this is the problem I have when well, I don't have no problem with the secretary. I call in the phone to send me the address exactly, because they say, you know, whatever company, whatever it is, so there's no address in it.
There's all coordinates. Type in the address.
Who?
On your
We need to type it?
on the tablet.
Uh-huh.
You hit navigate. Yeah, it goes to the coordinates, not the actual address. So you
Oh.
type in the actual address and goes
Morning.
application.
Yeah, that's the only thing I wanna ask.
Okay, so do you have, so how do you fix that, Cody?
Just type in the address.
But the address is on there, right?
The address.
First
Yeah,
pop.
so on the computer, so on the tablet, it'll say like your destination with the address on it, and you
Right.
navigate. A lot of times it won't navigate to that address. It'll read coordinates of the location of it, which location is someone else. So when you type in the actual address, you locate it.
Oh, we need to tap it.
So,
Oh,
hey, so one of the big things, guys, is that, we'll go, we'll hit it when we go over.
So like if you hit navigate, go on like the Newport or Plymouth, it'll take you to Illinois. Type in the actual address.
Oh, good.
Confusion.
I don't know about that.
Do you?
That's a little bit out of route.
Navigate.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, John, I got one.
Yeah,
So like, when we're going to those places that don't have a tarping station, like you guys supply ladders, because they're 10, 12 feet, you're up top of the trailer, how are you gonna get on there if they don't have a tarping station?
Right,
Like
so
when you go to Papco and that drywall plant, they'll put the tarps up there for you, but how do you guys expect us to tarp it, which is fine, that's no problem. But how do you expect us to get on top of it without a ladder? You guys should supply us with the ladder.
We're actually.
we're looking into this.
That happened. That's what I did.
So, listen, so we're looking at getting ladders for each truck. So we're looking into that. But it's a huge expense. I mean, you buy anything
No,
of
that's-
quality, we've got 100 trucks, so say
Yeah,
you spend $300, well, that's $30,000.
That's fine, but it's, for one, you and I both know it's not like, for OSHA violation, it's not legal for us to get up 10, 12 feet without a ladder and not to be tied off, which is all cool, fine and dandy, but you should at least give us a ladder so that enhances the safeness of
And
it. So,
here's something I'm gonna tell you, and I tell everybody this, if you go somewhere that requires tarping, they don't have a tarping station, you need to call OSHA, because I can't make them put in a tarping station.
No, that's fine, I'm not saying.
OSHA can.
I'm not
See,
saying.
Even with the ladder, this is one of the things, even with the ladder, we don't have fall protection. The only way you can do that, you buy your own harness, and I know people who've done this, where they buy their own harness, they put a strap on there, and they tie themselves off to that strap, so they're giving themselves fall protection.
Yeah, no.
However, that's not a tarping station, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we're in the process of working out a deal with somebody to get ladders, so that's something we're working on. I mean, in the past, it's kind of like, you know, I was a union carpenter at one time, and they're like, you need to show better tools. They don't need a hard hat, they'll shoot you. You bring your own tools. So that's why, you know, in the past, just with wire ladders, yeah, we're kind of looking into trying to get ladders.
Yeah, I carry a ladder, I'm just saying that guys who can't work with ladders.
Yeah, we're looking into it. One of the things we found out was that if we give you a ladder, you know, we hire, we have to recertify that ladder every so often. Like, if you have one, you never have to have it certified ever again. But if I give you one, now that ladder has to be checked out and certified to make sure that it's good. And then we have to go back and redo it every, I don't remember what.
Then we have to train you how to use it.
We have to give you training on how to use a ladder, because you don't know how to use a ladder. So, I mean, it's really complicated, but we're working on it, because that's only one of the issues.
So, hey, one other thing real quick, the quieter everybody is, faster we'll get through this. So let's pull the talking down and let's listen to what everybody else has to say and so forth. Francis?
Like when we go to places that they're supposed to we not go on the top, we pull the tarp when the remote, and we still need to go on the top to stretch it or whatever. What do we do in that case? They have cameras all over the place, and they told me, see, we see you in the top to the load, they take you out and they send you out.
Okay, so you're saying that they put the tarp on top
Uh-huh.
with, do they spread it out for you?
Well, they can split it out because you bring the tarp straight to one place, you know, but when you let it down, so they move backwards or they move forward, and you stretch it out, fix it out right, or you need to be in the top. How do we do? What do we do?
So if you pull off of their property, they can't do that.
We can go out to the property. There's a thing. They'll let you go out to the property, long as you have the tarp.
Well, a ladder would fix that, right?
Yeah, but they don't have a letter.
Like up in Vegas, they do not allow you on top at all.
Just got a chair.
Yeah. So what I do when I stretch one side of the target, if I can't physically reach it and pull up there, I always tie off like I got a string or something, tied off to one of the points and on the tarp, and then when you get it up there, you can just pull it down, you'll be able to pull it back or forward or whatever you need to do. That might help. I don't know if anybody else will try it, but.
Or you can use the hook that you use for the fifth wheel.
I was gonna say, I use my fifth wheel puller to get those higher
It's
reads.
like maybe 3 feet long. You use the fifth wheel hook
Yeah.
and you pull it back to tighten up both sides.
Yeah,
It's a
but
pain
it's
in
too
the
high.
ass. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass,
For
but
the shorty guy like me, it's too high.
The 7-foot pole.
yeah.
Maybe we'll get a fifth wheel puller that's like 6 feet long for you.
Yeah. No, this is the question, another question right here. In 51st Avenue, when we go pick the metal thing right there, the aluminum, whatever,
I know, yeah.
they don't let it go inside.
No.
They don't let it go in the top to the truck, to the trailer, to pull the top out. That's when they rip it off.
And then
They pick it out when the electronic thing, you know, and you wanna go in the top to the trailer, they don't let you because you need to pull it, and that's how the top is ripped out.
Because that's what it's. Yeah, they used to have a ladder over there that you could get next to your load.
Mhm.
So you can put your blankets and stuff up on the sharp edges. We don't do that much, with hydro anymore out of that plant. I mean, when's the last time you loaded there?
I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But see, the thing is, you can put the blankets in there because you need to be in the trailer.
You have to be up there, right?
And it's,
So they used
I-
to have a big push ladder over there. I don't know if they still do.
they don't have it no
They don't
more.
have it. They don't have that where you push it up next to it. and
Uh-huh.
you climb up there.
Yeah.
They had like 2 or 3.
I'm not sure.
They used to no more.
Okay. Well, hopefully the ladder will solve
I
it.
got kicked out of high school.
Yeah,
so I
we'll,
don't know.
we'll have to get working.
All right, guys, so this is, again, our CSS score. The big triangle says we're in alert status and unsafe driving still. And if you look right down below it, it says 75% tile. So we have to be below 64% to come out. But people continually get speeding violations, and some other things. So we've actually come down just a little bit, but we're not probably going to come out of this until May. So any other speeding violations is going to screw us hard.
John, where are we getting these speeding tickets?
California, dude.
California
Oh,
is
California?
90%.
Yeah, like you can't set your cruise at 70 in California and think you're gonna just get away with it.
No.
Like it's you know what I mean? They only have to bust you one time, right? You have to get through
So-
there every time.
So these are the things, failing to use your seatbelt. You can see the severity weight on this is a 7 out of 10. The 6 to 10 over, we have 11 of those. Severity weight is a 4. And then the 15 or over, we have 4 of those. That's a total of, that's a 10-pointer. That's a top violation. Failure to obey traffic control device, that's running the scale or being in the wrong lane. That's 5 pointers. 11 to 14 over, we have 3 of those, and that's a 7. And then failure to maintain lane, stay within 1 lane. So you can see, using a handheld cell phone, we only have 1, thank goodness. Following too close, it's lane restrictions, so we're down. But it's mainly speed. I've whited out, or I've taken out everybody's name and truck number, so we don't know who it is, but this is here recently. So the one that's failing to use a seatbelt, and a handheld cell phone, 6 to 10 over, failure to maintain the lane, failure to use the seatbelt again, speeding in a construction zone, seatbelt, and then 15 or more.
So I got a question. Those seatbelt ones, is
Yeah.
that like when you like were they on like the road with no seatbelt, or was it like, you know, when you get pulled into the scale bay and you're rolling through the bay with that into the bay to get an inspection without the seatbelt on, they just fucking get us for something stupid like that? Or were
All
they like
these that I know of come from driving down the road.
driving down it? Okay. Because I
Well,
was
the other thing is, guys, they'll burn you if you're not wearing your seatbelt right. It's a 3-point seatbelt. It's designed to go over your shoulder, not through your armpit. So if you're not wearing it correctly, it's like you're not even wearing it.
Alright. I was just wondering.
Yeah. Here's our hours of service. We're still kind of going up in that. Remember that your PC time, if you're not using it correctly, it's a false log. False logs are huge violations. So we had a gentleman PC from the truck stop over to where he was unloading, and it said right on his location. So you know how your tablet says where you end up. It was like something steel fabricators, and he put taking a break. So I mean, most of them are going to get you on that, and that's trying to conceal hours. So that's a 10-hour out of service and a big violation.
Hey, John, I have a question on that. I've heard on a super gray area, like you can PC home if you're going home to go 34. Now, is that true or no? Not at all, because I've heard it. it's just,
No,
as
the
long as
only
you're
time
not-
you can PC home is when you start and stop your work location at this spot. So Wyatt, Zach, they can do it. They can PC home if they want to. But as an over-the-road truck driver, you can't get to the end of where you're going and then go, okay, I'm going home.
Okay, yeah, I always thought of like you're going, as long as you're not, what's the, like.
Further than you load?
Yeah, that. As long as you're not doing that and you take a 34-hour draw, it's legal. Is that, okay?
Well, let me ask you a question. Let's say he lives in Mesa, his load's going to California, and he PCs to his house, which is not furthering the load. It's going the wrong way, right?
That's kind of a gray area.
You pick up where?
See,
Yeah, but he can't. Unless, because you have to start and stop for that, be able to PC home and back to the yard, you've got to be a local driver. So they would set that up.
So as what Dave was saying, is let's say I loaded in Mesa, going to California, but I live in AJ, I can't PC to
the opposite
AJ
direction.
in the opposite
It's
direction.
not furthering his load.
Wait, but you kind of,
Operational readiness.
yes, I mean, that's the other part of that, is the operational readiness.
Well, and
Well, so like, let's say you were, in that example, Mesa to a Patrick Junction, you get loaded out of CMC. And if you're Patrick Junction, you know, going home, if you have a place to park the truck, would be the closest place to sleep. Or for, you know, whatever, for your personal.
But you could use that, I mean, you could use that part of it too.
Is that legal?
as far as I've read, no. But I'll tell you this, next safety meeting, we'll go over PC do's and don'ts, so that everybody's really good at it. So hours of service, again, you guys, our tablets go to the seconds. So when you do it, always go 2 minutes past. If you're doing a break, 30-minute break, go 32 minutes. Remember, if your tablet is not connected to the internet, it's still working, but it might show you the wrong hours on your tablet. So make sure your tablet's in good cell service and updating before you start thinking. We've had guys say, hey, it said I had 6 more hours to drive, but he's driving through VFE and the tablet's not updating itself. So it's connected to the ECM, the engine control module, and it's reading the data, but it's not linked with Samsara, so it's not updating your hours. So know how much time you have to drive. Don't just concentrate on the tablet itself, because that's it. You know, it's an electronic device. It might not work.
Don't use that adverse driving because it'll screw up your clock every time.
So here's our main one. So the top one is false record of duty status, and almost every single one of those is a PC violation. We have 11 of those. The record of duty status violation, general form and manner, that's not certifying your logs. When should you be certifying your logs? So for Saturday, you should, Saturday morning or Saturday whatever, when you get up, certify Friday. Same goes all the way throughout the week. Why we do that is that allows you that when you wake up in the morning, if you somehow didn't go into the sleeper berth, and that brings me to another point. So remind me about that sleeper berth. If you didn't go in the sleeper berth and you stayed on duty, you can edit your own log because you haven't certified it. And then you're not having to call me to go in and make the changes to it. The other thing is, I don't want you writing pre and post trips on it, okay? Don't fill it in with that. Do the time, and if you have a violation, fill out the DBIR, but don't put pre and post, because if you guys wake up and you're at the job site and they say, hey, you ready to go, and you get up and you mark pre-trip inspection, and you do your pre-trip inspection, then you get ready to pull in and they go, hey, the crane just went down, we're down for 6 hours. Well, you guys have started your clock, there's no way to fix that, because everything you do in your log, it will keep the original and then move in what the edit is. So if you put pre-trip inspection, and then I go in and edit it to where, you know, it says driver made a mistake, it looks like we're falsifying the log. If you didn't have anything in there, then I put in, hey, driver hit the button getting out of the truck, then we're good to go. So I try to think like I would if I was out there inspecting you guys, and that's why I don't want those. You're not required to by law to put anything down there. The only thing that's required to be there is the city and state where you're changing your steps. That's it. So,
So don't log.
don't do,
No comments.
no comments. There we go. Yeah, perfect. No comments. Do the time, do the inspection. And again, guys, so the shop is cranking down on this also. Don't walk in and say, hey, my right rear tire is messed up and I need this fixed and I need that fixed. We've got to document it on Devers. The other thing nice about doing your electronic Dever is the minute you do it, it sends an email to Scott, they print it off, and they can order your parts. Believe it or not, we don't have a lot of parts. Parts are hard to get on a lot of stuff. We've got 3 trucks down now from sensors. No idea when the sensors will be here. So, do your Devers. Yes.
So back to your example, like if you're at like a job site or something like that, right? And you're in sleeper berth, right? You're just because you're sleeper berth all night. Then you go to check in and they're like, hey, it's gonna be 6 hours. Can you just go up to off duty, or do you want us to stay in sleeper berth for that whole time?
If you're not in the sleeper berth, you can go to off duty, absolutely.
Go up to off duty, you know?
So,
okay.
which that brings me to the other thing. Tons of guys are using off duty when they're staying in the truck. That's a false log, guys. It's not one that'll put you out of service. It's not one that, but it's like a 3 or 4 point violation. It is a false log. So it says that all time spent in the sleeper berth shall be recorded as such. So they don't care what you're doing in the sleeper berth. You can be watching TV, doing push-ups, whatever you want to do, sleeping. But when you're in there, you got to be putting sleeper berth time. Off duty is when you're relieved and you don't have to be around the truck. That's off duty.
That's why I was wondering, because like last week I was in Houston, and I went to go, I walked into the place at 7 o'clock, you know, to check in, and the guy was like, oh, we can't get to you till 1 in the afternoon. And I was like, well, fuck, I'm not just gonna stay on sleeper berth till 1 in the afternoon. So I just went up to off duty. And, okay, because I was like, that's gonna look shady as fuck.
Yeah, if you stay in sleeper berth for like guys that would do sleeper berth for 34 hours straight.
Right. That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Well, that's kind of what I was just gonna say. Is like, are they splitting hairs that bad?
Yeah.
That
There's
you're
guys
off
out
duty
there.
because you're
So
not. If you're off duty, does it matter where you're at, really?
Yeah, it
if you're
does.
sleeping,
Well, yeah,
does it
it
matter
does.
where you're at?
It
really?
does, absolutely.
Because it's not about your safety, it's about how much money they can get out of you.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, that's. I guess that's the truth of
So
it.
listen, if they didn't think that you needed to be in sleeper berth when you're there, they would have just put off duty.
They'll come back to you and say, there's no way you
Because
did
back when it
it.
was paper, they used to get me for that kind of stuff all the time. Same, but only in reverse. I'd show sleeper berth, but I was out in the back, whatever. It was, they do it the exact opposite of what you're saying they're doing now.
Yeah, like that's what I was gonna say.
I'm always on I'm here a day and a half, I'm on a sleeper berth, I've been doing it for 2 years now.
But you're not on sleeper berth though. Like if you're in sleeper berth, right, and you
Right
get
now I'm
out,
on sleeper berth.
you should be on off duty.
I've been doing it for 2 years, nobody's the first time I heard that.
Okay.
Technically, this is a
Just if
meeting,
you
it should
can,
be on duty.
Try to change. You guys all on here?
But I log it off too, where it's off, those guys can work on it, drive it, cause one time I took off, came back and I was logged back on, cause these guys drove it, ever since then I shut that thing down, so don't log it.
Well, can you log it? Can you log out in sleeper berth?
Yeah, log out. When you're here, log out,
I just
guys.
connect the batteries and
Because
everything.
when the mechanic's driving the truck and take off, it puts you into drive.
I never logged out in sleeper
So
berth.
please do that. Okay. Yeah. So sleeper berth is sleeper berth. When you're out of the truck, playing tiddlywinks or doing whatever, that's off duty. Failure to maintain ELD user manual. Good Lord Almighty, there's 3 places in your ELD that has the user manual. So if you don't have the card, there's 3 places in there. Before you even log in, it says ELD user manual. When you get in, you go to the settings button, go to help, ELD user manual. When you go down, you go down to roadside inspection, go to your logs, and before you transfer, ELD user manual. So there's 3 places. We've got to stop getting that right up. Then you should have, how many blank logs in your truck?
7.
You have to have 8 days of blank logs in your truck, okay?
That's all.
Sure.
That's it for ELD going down, because you can't go past 8 days.
Keep the whole.
So,
Yeah.
I would say keep a packet in there.
I thought it was-
Does anybody not have a packet of logs in their, blank logs in their truck?
Yeah,
You do
yeah.
not?
I got like 6 on my
No, I just need more. I'm on my last pack.
We got more.
Alright, we got one.
Alright, so let's, I mean, YouTube has tons of videos on how to use your guys' tablets. Vehicle maintenance. We're, actually came down just a hair. You guys all know, are aware of what's in vehicle maintenance, that zings us all the time.
Lights.
Now, lights is a bad one, but
Tires.
load security. That's
Oh.
lumped into vehicle maintenance. So our number one is lamps. So let's, pre and post trips, big thing to do. Windshield wiper fluid, that's another thing. I don't think we've had any of them that the windshield wipers don't work, it's always the fluid. Flat or audible tire, I can't tell how many guys pull into a waste station and they have a flat tire.
Well, that's just silly.
It is silly. Air leaks, when you guys are being inspected, if the inspector's finding air leaks, please ask him to show you and say, listen, hey, you mind showing me this air leak, because every time I get back, they're not theirs. Would you, or something to that effect. Will you please show it to me? Show me where it's leaking so I can show the mechanic that this damn thing can get fixed. That'd be the best. Because we have had several trucks pull in that said, air leak here, air leak there, and we cannot duplicate it. So I don't know if it's crappy inspectors writing up bogus violations or what, but
They are.
I want to put it into it. So you got to be kind about it and ask them to look and see. You want to see where it's leaking from, because if you don't, we're gonna continue to get this crap.
Because
It's California.
They'll go to the air breather tubes that are by the axles, and I go, oh, that's an air leak. It's not an air leak, the breather tube. It's for
The breather tube on the axle itself,
the like where the
or on the
right where they're
proportioning valve.
Yeah,
The exhaust,
yeah.
Yeah.
Plus you got leveling valves in there.
Let's say if they point out a leveling valve,
Yeah.
tell them to wait.
So. All right, so here's our driver fitness. It has nothing to do with your weight or stature. This is all about your restrictions.
Trying to say we're fat, that's what we're trying to say.
So, driver operating vehicle without proper endorsements or in violation of restrictions. So if you have a hearing aid restriction or a glasses restriction, wear those dang things when you pull in and out of the scales, especially. Because they're burning us on those, and those are big violations. The other one, operating without a CDL, that's having your license suspended. Violating air brake restriction, I don't know how we did that.
I didn't remember that.
Who got busted for that?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to go back and look at that.
And driver operating
Marcus.
without proper endorsement or violation of restriction again, So again, that big triangle is a warning, and it's a terrible warning to have. All it's doing is inviting law enforcement in to look under our dress.
We've got one right now, we're close on a second one. When we get to, that's when they'll really start pulling us in. And once they decide to start pulling you in there, then every time they see your truck, they'll pull you over. Every time, they run the number and they go, oh, we're right. And then every violation that we've had, it tells them, they get written up for this a lot. So if it's like logbook stuff, they're gonna go and check everybody's logs based on what we know we've already written them for logs. So they will target you if we end up getting more and more violations. They'll literally target you going down the road.
If we have another alert, it'll actually say when they run your DOT number on the side of the truck, it'll say, please inspect. Yeah. Sure, yeah, name say, yeah. All right, so these are all our videos, guys. These are all ours. Let's see if it'll work.
Whose truck has?
We took weight.
Whose truck? Yeah, whose truck has heat units?
Okay, let's not worry about whose truck it is. Try to make these as anonymous as I can.
No, it's got the mirrors
This is
on
a
it.
good one, so
That's
this
white.
is about paying attention.
That's why, we don't have
Right?
mirrors on ours.
Work on there to run around with them.
I want to.
That's why we're questioning, who's that?
Why do they only got one mirror?
What? That's a hard phrase.
That was a close call.
It's not the truck driver's fault.
That's not the truck driver's fault?
No, I don't know.
He was clear this way.
They ran a stop sign.
They have to stop.
Stop coming out and mash on that shit. They don't want to
Right, so hey, here's another one. So you look at this, just to begin with. As we progress through this video, tell me where his escape route is, if something bad happens in front of him.
Doesn't have one.
You don't have one.
That little pickup.
Oh, that's Banning. That's on the way down. Is that Banning? Yeah, that's on the way to Banning.
I mean-
After Banning.
Number one, way too close, and there's no escape route, nothing.
Well, in that construction though, there's
That
no
area
escape
there.
route. There's no escape route in that
No matter
construction
what.
zone.
That area is
You
bad.
back away, give yourself room. Do the Smith system. So, if we continue to see this, guys, we'll be doing Smith again. Here we go. I can't remember what this, oh.
There's Cody.
It's okay.
Do you really need to get that close before you change lanes?
Hell yeah.
What kind of money you do?
No. Absolutely not.
Hey, quick question, how's he doing 80?
It was on the hill, man. Cause you was up.
So, when I see trucks doing over the 75, I report them to Scott. All of our trucks, your front tires are only rated max speed of 75. So, if I find a truck going over 80, we're gonna pull it back. Because, guys, this is, in this world we live in, everybody wants to sue everybody. If we allow you to go over 75, then we're allowing you to violate the tires, if you have a front steer blowout, and last month, you guys saw how fast the front steer blowout took the truck right across the freeway, right? So, we're just not into that. We're at the point where we can't do that.
Well,
But we don't know where he's
Just in
at.
case something.
Maybe he's in a different state than California.
no, that's a third
No,
lane
it's
violation
Stockton.
for sure. That, yeah,
That's
that's.
Stockton, California.
Yeah, but you don't know what's on the left, one on the left side or the right side.
All right,
Still
so
third
guys,
lane.
pay attention. What color is the light ahead right now?
Yellow.
Yellow. Very good. So what do you think it's going to change to?
Green.
Does it always go red, yellow, green?
It's gonna do.
Purple.
Look at the speed.
Point of no return.
That's what I
He must have been empty.
Right.
Cause he
So
looked.
what happened to the tires on the trailer?
Not doesn't bald spots.
Black spotting. Okay, this our driver did nothing wrong. But this is what people will do to you each and every
Yeah, I know
time
that truck.
throughout the day. Nobody wants to be behind the truck. And as long as you guys realize that as you're driving, if nobody wants to be behind you, you can prepare yourself.
Oh, I know.
So there's two slow-moving trucks up there. All the four-wheelers are trying to blow past them.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes John.
So he moves over to set himself up because he's got plenty of room.
Yep.
He just got-
Here comes Speed Racer.
Yep, right there. Yep.
That happens all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Exactly.
Man,
That's my life.
show us something new.
All right.
how good he was.
I like that one. It was too late.
Okay,
I read that.
we'll get into some more serious stuff here. So this new bill that they passed has some interesting stuff in it. They're implementing, they already implemented a lot of it. So state driver's license agencies are going to start accessing the information in the Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse. So any violation of drugs and alcohol that's reported to your state driver's license will also be reported to the clearinghouse.
What do you mean, like, you get a DUI in your
Yep.
personal vehicle, okay.
Yeah, everything's going to the clearinghouse. So it's about time. This should have been done about 20 years ago. Because there was no way. So guys would get pissed dirty at a company, and then they just put down that they were unemployed during that time and go somewhere else. And the new employer hiring them had no idea that they were a drug user or whatever. And then they hire that dangerous individual. So this clearinghouse is really a good thing. It's cleaning up the industry. So the other thing is take unsafe commercial motor vehicle drivers off the road. All states now are linked. All 50 states are linked. So you get a ticket in New York, Arizona will put the points on your license.
No, it's the same point system.
Okay.
Like, you get a speeding ticket in California, they have a different point system, it's gonna go on the same point.
I believe it's done on the point system in the state you are
Your license is
licensed out. The next one is targeting risky driving behaviors, especially speeding. Speed enforcement. Greatest risk of harm due to speeding. So this year they're pushing hard on speeding and trouble. I mean, they're pushing very hard. And a continual commitment to the high-risk companies. How do they know what a high-risk company is?
That's 75% threshold.
The very first thing I showed you guys, more alerts, unsafe companies. So when I did audits, we would pull it up, a report every month. At the beginning of the month, we'd find how many alerts each company had in our area, in the state, and I'd pick from them. And so it's always, the federal saying is worst is first. So, and then when you go into the company, then you pull a random selection. Well, actually, you go through all the inspections, and you pick the guys that have been getting bad inspections, and then you pull their driver's license, and you do an audit on them. So, renewed commitment to roadway safety encompasses priority actions in 5 categories. So, safer people, safer roads, safer vehicles, safer speeds, and post-crash care. So they're reinvigorating this effort to make the roadways safe. So know that you guys are going to be looked at even harder than you normally are. May 17th through 19th is road check this year, so anybody running up and down I-40, and then some other states do it all across the state during those 3 days. They are going to be looking really hard at the trucks this year. The focus will be on wheel ends. So they're going to be looking for a lot of leaking hubs. That's the focus this year. But it won't take the focus away from anything.
Something really quick, by the way, guys, because I've seen this more than once written up. If there's oil leaking on the outside, you do not have a wheel seal out, and unless your brakes are contaminated, it isn't a leak, it's not something that you have a service over. Wheel seal is on the inside where it gets your brakes wet.
That's a hub. Hub
is on the outside, and I have seen it more than once where the inspector writes that out as a wheel seal out, and not wheel seal.
What are you going to say?
Plastic rubber piece if it ain't on there.
Well, yeah, I know that, but sometimes they'll go bad, they have a little O-ring in them, they'll go bad and start leaking.
All right. So during this blitz, they're gonna be shutting down I-40. In this state, they shut down I-40, and everything that's going east and west gets pulled into the rest areas in Parks, Arizona. That's just west of Flagstaff, so.
Exit 173.
I'll be up there for the entire thing. So we, as a company, go up there and we feed all the law enforcement. One meal. Diamond Transport takes another meal. And I don't know if you're doing the third meal this year.
So good thing we don't run 40.
Why? Why we need to feed the loudsman?
Because it's nice to do,
the bear
Frankie.
doesn't usually.
Exactly.
Well, that better than
Exactly.
Why you gotta be so mean?
Am I right?
You gotta be
Because that better screw out. The driver.
Okay.
We all.
Why do we feed you for the safety meeting?
Oh! I'm working for you. Because I'm working for you. Company.
Do you work
Working
though?
with me, not for me.
See what those guys that screw us, the drivers,
Tell me you work for him.
they give us the tickets.
They only screw you, Frank.
They only screw those who are in violations.
Yeah.
Like if you
All right.
wear glasses and you don't wear them.
Yeah,
So
Frank.
this, yeah. So this kind of happy horse crap needs to stop, guys.
It's not cool. What is that?
What is that?
Just straps being laid in between the frame and the fuel tank.
Hey, I didn't have my box fell off, so just leave me alone.
Oh, yeah.
That's real?
Yeah, these are all, hey, these are all pictures. I walk out there, when you see me walk around the yard taking pictures, this is what it's for,
I do my
guys.
best.
I don't make stuff up. We don't set anything. Have a lot of problems with these kind of loads, guys.
I'm judging.
This is done absolutely
Perfect.
No, it ain't.
with exception, with a couple exceptions.
That's what a professional driver.
Again, we don't put our security devices on the rub rails, but he crosses the front, he uses straps, he doesn't pull down very hard, so you're not gonna damage a bunch of this. That's the back, and this all rides just fine.
I got a question.
Yes.
That ratchet, like the portable on the outside of the rubber rail, is that considered oversized or no?
No.
Yes
or no?
It depends on who stops you.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Because your mirrors stick out farther than 6'8", right?
Well, 8'6".
Or 8'6", yeah.
Sure, I guess.
I just like to see.
I mean, mine don't, but sure. Maybe some people.
Yeah, so your mirrors stick out farther than, what it says is safety equipment can be out farther than
I was just wondering.
the side.
Anything can fall away or break away.
Okay, so we have this loaded pavers coming in. So let's take a look. That one's gonna come out and then do, that one did.
Hey, they account for loss when when you ship it.
Yeah.
I know, legit, I was told that when I delivered a load like that in Vegas, right? And I had, Chris was on the phone with me the whole time, Roy was on the phone. Every time I stopped, I was pushing those things in, right? Every 200 miles, I'd have to push those things in, push those things in, push those things in. And I called, when I got to Vegas, I was like, yo, you guys need to figure out how to saran wrap this shit or something. And he's like, we've been talking to the shipper about it. They tell us, it is what it is, and we count every brick, and we're usually anywhere from 75 to 150 off. And I was like, well, then I might be 115 short. We'll go with the average. You know what I'm saying? Like, legit, they account for loss going down the road, which is not the best thing to do, but, I mean, I took it from Houston all the way to Vegas, and I drove at night because I was like, shit's gonna fall off. I mean, at least do it at night. I was like, I'm not driving this during the day because if shit falls off, at least do it at night.
So, before you accept the load, this is, so that, I'll get on another soapbox. Before you guys accept the load, I know you're there, your time is valuable, you're wasting time, but if the load isn't right, don't take it. We have a claim right now against us for $30,000 on a aluminum coil that somebody picked up, took to a port, and they offloaded it. They said, hey, this is damaged. You think there was one picture taken by the driver? You think the driver called me when he was at the court?
Well, that's like in Idaho, when that lady wouldn't turn that box of stone around when she broke the box load. And she told me not my problem.
Until you take it off?
That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
That's what my father told me to do.
Yeah, tell him to take it off, man. You guys don't accept crap, so this is $30,000 is a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, the profit margin in trucking is crap. So when you guys accept stuff that's not right, it burns us, burns the company as a whole bad.
You got my pictures up there from the local, El Paso?
We'll find out.
So, really quick, some of you guys actually do have bigger reports, like I haven't passed them on to everybody because quite frankly, I don't want to give them to everybody because I've done that before and then I just see shit laid all over the place, people don't tie them down, they disappear, and then nobody knows what happened to them, and oh, I left them on a load or this or that, whatever. So, if somebody that actually wants them and will use them, we will get you the large V-boards. If you don't have like large V-boards, does anybody know what else you can do to actually put some stress on the tops of those to even it out?
That's it. You can put your dunnage on top.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Why not?
I got wrote up for it in Colorado, remember? 18 pallets unsecured.
In America, not.
Well, no,
That's communist Colorado.
well, cause see, I was coming down from Colorado and I didn't have any V-boards or nothing like that, right? And the place wouldn't let me leave, so I took 4x4s, laid it across the edge, threw it over, right? Went into that scale house, and that lady, she ripped me a new one, made me sit there and fix it, and then she ripped me a new one, and I sat there for 13 hours waiting for a mechanic to come.
What was her complaint about it?
Because the 4x4s on the edges, right?
So the centers weren't.
The centers weren't, and she got me for 18 pallets unsecured. Because John pulled me into his office and was like, "Did you not throw any straps at all? Do you not remember that?"
I didn't say that.
18 pallets
I sent her down, gave you a little kiss on the cheek.
No, you didn't.
That happened. Don't make me out to be the bad guy.
But no, she legit 18 pallets of it was
She probably didn't have enough to lay some down the center.
Oh, no,
So you could get.
yeah, no, I didn't like she said her exact words were, "You used 4x4s, I understand why everybody does it, but I bust every truck that uses 2x4s also."
That's a shitty inspector.
Yep. I mean, so she'd rather have the shit fall out the sides.
I don't know. I took the 4x4s off.
So, hey, so one thing you guys could do, before you accept this load, ask them to wrap the pallets. If they don't want to do it, say, "Give me the plastic wrap, I'll wrap the top part."
It looks like they're wrapped, but they could have used a little bit more wrap.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
I've
so
done
they
that.
wrap it and then they sit it out in the sun.
Well, look, it does add another one of those plastic straps
Well,
over it. and call it a day.
Well, if that's the place I'm thinking of, right, in California, they take it right from a container and put it right on your truck.
Hey, you have this on right now, don't you? Where'd you pick it up?
I caught tile.
Con?
Yeah. And then pull it right from a container, put it right on your truck.
Okay. Oh, so look, that's just out of service, guys. And if it bounces off, goes through somebody's windshield. So somebody called me yesterday, the day before, and said, "Your truck just broke my windshield." I said, "Well, tell me what truck number it is." And they told me, and I looked it up and asked Tara to find out who this person was, well, what the person was hauling, and they were hauling lumber. And I called her back and I said, "Ma'am, he's hauling lumber." Well, she said, "Well, it came off your truck." I said, "It came off it. If he's hauling lumber, did you get a 2x4? No, it was a rock." And I said, where would it have come from then? So she finally said, "Oh, maybe it came off the road." And I said, "Very good. We're not responsible for road debris." But this is what people do to us all the time. I get those phone calls constantly. So make sure your decks are clear, please, because if she was good enough to call the police and the police stopped you and found pebbles on your deck, guess who would be buying her windshield? We would.
I see a pebble right there. See it?
So, this, I walked out and saw it just, I think it was yesterday or the day before midnight.
No, that was,
So this, phenomenal job. nothing but chains. Cross-chained it, used tiered, hit 2 securement points on both sides, came back to it. This load's not gonna move. I mean, this is exactly what we wanna see. And listen, guys, the law doesn't require you to cross-chain this. You know why David wants you to cross-chain it? Because you guys go home. That's it.
It's like playing with it.
This little bolster at the truck stop. Almost sounds like a song. This little bolster. Tore the shit out of the load. Or crap out of the load. Alright. So here we're bending the trusses, which we shouldn't be doing. See the truss, how it's ripped out? So he caught it when he was turning. This is clearing to Texas. Any idea how much it cost us? Send another one over to that job site because they're long.
What happened?
Hit the concrete post.
Oh, shit.
That little bit on that concrete post ripped it out.
And those things hold buildings up?
I know. Those, hey, listen, tilt-up buildings. That's what holds the tilt-ups together after they're together.
Yeah.
And back when we did
That's
roofing,
sketchy.
when I did roofing, we would actually load an ATV up there and we'd pump tar out of the kettle into the ATV's little trailer, running her over to the other guy's property. They do an alright job. They're just there to keep it up. So, so hey guys, on things like this, we want you to cross-chain the fronts, okay?
Alright, so John, so it's legal to put straps on it as long as you use corner protectors, right?
It is.
Or do you guys just,
The company policy is we use chains. The reason is because everybody that gets onboarded here goes through the same class. And we have a driver that I chewed him out, David chewed him out, and then he felt his own wrath in the form of several I-beams coming through the cab and smashing the crap out of him. So we don't chew you out because for any other reason. In fact, that was probably one of the worst days I've had here. Because when we got there, everything was good. We were going to have, fire was pulling them out, and so forth. Then they started stringing police tape. And I looked at the officer, I'm like, what are we doing? He goes, well, fire things, the minute they pull him out, he's going to bleed to death inside. So, you don't go home from that kind of crap. That dude doesn't walk right anymore.
I was bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is about you guys. Shit, we can replace trucks, trailers, chains, straps. We can't replace you. And until you guys get that through your head, you're only going to damage yourselves. Go ahead.
no, like if we cross chain in front of it,
Uh-huh.
let's say we use 2 cross chains and then use 2 straps with corner protectors, is that to what you got?
Chains.
Okay.
It's legal for you.
Like mine yesterday, I
Like as long as
didn't.
we cross chain in front of it.
We would want you to use chains on it anyway.
Yeah.
And you can have many straps as you want. Like this is pretty cool.
Are you borrowing them?
Many straps as you want.
Okay.
The thing with
I think
the,
that
We should have at least one more. On the 10-foot sections, cross chain the front, a chain across, and then you can add 2 straps if you want.
Like
But at
mine.
least chains across the front and one chain going from one side of the trailer to the other side of the trailer on the back.
I did both. I did
I
straps
mean,
and chains.
yeah, chains will save you guys lives.
I'll put 2 chains in the middle, cross chain it, and I'll put straps.
And working at it might help you guys stay in shape. So what's wrong with
No
this?
gut straps.
Tear strap.
Yeah.
Not enough ratchets.
That's it.
probably not enough pressure, so.
Penalty strap.
But a lot of times in those places, they don't
But
let
not
us
even
do
one
straps.
belly strap.
A lot of them are loaded for like
Yeah. Sometimes you go there, they'll start stacking
Yeah.
everything. They won't
Tell them
give
to
you
stop.
time for it.
You've got a belly strap. That's legal.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to allow you to be legal, then we can leave.
Then I don't know.
Find somebody else. We're going to do it right.
And a lot of times they'll let us do straps.
Okay. This is one of my biggest pet peeves, guys. Everything in that securement's on that hook. So it's got about 1.5 inch neck on the small rub rail. We do not hook to the rub rails.
There's no cross channel back either.
Doesn't mean you don't have enough horsepower to.
Yeah, don't cross chain the back. That's just
come on
a
now.
waste.
I do both.
But let's teardrop using two points that we're going through, and then back to the chain. That's going to be our strongest thing. That'll get you home.
Are you guys okay with 2 spools or 1 pocket and 1 spool?
You can use a pocket and a spool. 2 things though, please. 2 spools, pocket. So we added, we fixed this one. We teardropped everything or used 2 points, and then went a chain across the back. This came in while we were doing that load, and I was extremely impressed with this. Cross chain the front, tear strap, cross chain the front of that one in the back, and tear strap the back. Phenomenal.
Because that one will still go forward, they have 3 foot gap.
Exactly.
Can you go back to the first?
This one?
That's just a really good job.
Cross trains count as one of your first securements?
Sure.
I was just curious if you were in a factory, if you would count that as.
Oh, yeah.
So the front
I was just.
No, it needs a strap at the front.
That needs a double strap.
The front 10 feet, you still have to have a strap, right?
Well, he's got, how far back is
X
that?
chains on it.
Each pocket is 2 feet apart, right?
Yeah, he's got a chain in the front.
So 1, 2, 3, he's got a strap.
That's why I was
Within 6 feet, he's got a strap, right?
And a chain.
And a chain. You're only required to secure for every 10 feet or a fraction thereof. So if you guys have a 4x4, I see this. You lay a 4x4 across and then you stack your other 4x4s lengthwise. And everybody puts 1 strap on them. Is that legal?
No,
No, why not?
because it's 8 feet.
It's 8 feet.
You need 2
so
straps.
anywhere between 5, less than 10, irregardless of the weight. 2 securities.
Wait, hold on, because I got pulled over for that, and they said you have to have 2. If you have to have 2 straps on every piece of it. Even if it's 4 feet, you gotta have 2 straps on it.
It says in the book 5 or less
I'm
than
just saying, I
10.
got a ticket for it.
Really?
Yeah, I got a ticket, not here, but I got a ticket a couple years ago. I was hauling that tile out of Southern California, and I only had, 2 in the front and then like 1 in the middle, and they wrote me up for everyone not having 2 straps in the middle. They said if that strap goes off, you're low, and you make a sharp turn. That's what they wrote me up for.
That's California.
I got that for not having 2 on the parts on the deck.
That was ADOT.
That was Parker, Arizona, that wrote me that ticket.
Was it Parker, the city of?
No, it was that scale house in
Hey,
Parker.
You got pulled over by that scale house, you were an unlucky son of a bitch.
Yeah, 'cause that thing's never
I
open.
kind of got sugar in here.
Yeah, hey, listen, guys. ADOT is not very good at what they do.
No,
So they'll make stuff up, constantly.
yes.
So now, that's absolutely incorrect. You should have bought it. And if that, hey, listen, if you guys ever get a bag ticket here, I will fight for you.
Thank you.
I'll go with you. I'll go there. We had a bunch of guys get tickets in
Dallas.
the what was that reservation?
Oh, out there in Nevada.
In Nevada. I-15 goes through like a 10-mile stretch of the reservation. And this cop would sit there and bust everybody. And he wasn't a CVSA inspector. In fact, one of my very good friends works for Nevada, and he's the commercial vehicle training coordinator. And so I called him and I said, hey, what's up with this dude? And he's like, oh, geez, he got you. We won't let him become an inspector because he's such a putz. So we went up there. Each citation was about between $2,000 and $2,500 a piece.
He retired though.
So, well, no, he got fired.
Oh, well, whatever. He's not there anymore.
Wappa, yeah,
Wappa,
Wappa
yeah.
Indian Reservation, a small little truck stop right there.
Yep.
And he would sit there and watch people pull in. And so, I went up there and fought all the tickets and got the fine reduced down to like $1,500. And then got my butt chewed by the judge, because me and her got into it over the price of the fines.
What's he writing tickets for?
Huh?
No oversight, no
He was writing
oversight
tickets
banners.
for,
No banners.
link violations, so no banners,
Yep.
for not having annual inspections. And there was one other thing, I can't remember, but it was some,
But he-
but the fine for not having an annual inspection was like $750. They were using the federal schedule of fines. And I'm like, California's not even this communist.
But he was writing up, he was writing up
She
all the
did.
lane tickets.
Not, hey, so here's the funny part. Here's the funny part. Not one
Because
native
we're over lane.
was a police officer, not one native was in working in the court.
But it was a
Like
reservation.
he wanted you to have your banners on.
Yep.
Reservation.
Alright. Oh, I left an extra one in there. Alright, so hey, so this is what I talked about earlier. This is the fellow that almost died. But I want you guys to listen to this. And then we're gonna read some comments. So, people, yesterday we're in our manager meeting, and we're talking about how to get more drivers. And somebody asked, are we on Twitter and Facebook? I said, we sure are. Yeah.
Oh, that's
All straps, guys, get it? Protect your
strap.
That load only weighs 34,000 pounds.
34,000 pounds, and he was at 26 miles an hour.
I went with Chris.
Yeah,
What song is that?
but that's what's going around Twitter and Facebook right now, guys. And so, this is the guy that me and David have both scolded, and this is what happened. 26 miles an hour, he slammed on the brakes. Had he made the freeway,
Yeah, that's
done. So here's the comments below it. Here's the comments. Let's read a couple of them. Zero common sense, no change. What did you expect? Exactly. Beans will slice right through straps.
And he did. And the edge protectors.
Here's one. This Ron guy, second from the middle, from the bottom. Chains, not straps. And learn how to belly wrap your load. If you don't know how, ask a pipe hauler. How lazy can someone be to use those instead of chains? This is what's being said. This guy has called me several times and said, hey, can you get that stuff taken down?
Nope.
Good luck with that.
That's really old.
Yeah.
So that's this guy. Suffers. It broke his femur. It broke the tibia. It broke his ankle.
That's something in the back.
Yeah. Well, his sciatic nerve is damaged for life. And anybody that knows anybody that has a sciatic nerve that's damaged, it's pain 24/7.
Yep.
And he's not gonna go get them all.
Yeah.
Because he fit between the door and the steering.
Yeah. They had to cut the truck. They had to cut where the truck door opens. They cut it off there and bent the door back this way to pull him out. The steering wheel, the outer portion of the steering wheel, was about this far below where the horn center is, and his body was wrapped around it. When we got there, he was still squealing like a pig.
When me and Chris drove by it, there was no cops yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You guys in the stop?
Right?
We were told not to stop. By here, they say
Oh,
just keep.
You always stop and help.
Nah. We didn't need 3 White Mountain trucks in the same spot.
Yeah,
That is true. That'd cost
Like
more.
seriously. Like when I got
You
the
could have
phone
pulled up behind and helped. See what you can do.
when I got the phone call when we were at Harris, all I was told was to drive around the block and keep going and let us know what you see. And you guys and you guys were already on
This is
yeah, you
this
guys
is
were already
less-
on your way there.
This is less than a half a mile from the Shepherd. Less than a half a mile.
Yeah, like
Guess who we don't pull for anymore, guys?
Chef Steele.
Chef Steele.
Yeah. And the crazy part about that is me and Chris were at Harris and we didn't hear the crash.
No. So that's the price it's cost us so far. there's still an open claim on its workman's comp. So the workman's comp is the bottom number. We're at $221,995 right now. But it's an open claim. It can still continue to rise.
Mike,
The truck,
And he'll never be the same.
that was nothing, $76,000. They bought it out. That's about what we owed, so that washed. So we lost the truck that we were able to use. And now we had to go purchase a new one. But look at the price. He'll never be the same. He's ruined his life.
And if someone was gonna hand me $400,000 to smash me with a, with a load of steel, I'd be like, nah, it's okay.
I got a question though. Whatever happened to the video of the lady actually cutting him off? Do we still have that?
So here, so there was a
It
lady.
doesn't matter.
No,
there
we
was
have
a
the
lady-
video. I've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should have never been, so the officers wrote him a ticket. I sent them, I was able to go there and find video of a black SUV pulled in front of him. Traffic in front of him was stopped, he was starting to stop, she whipped in front of him, dynamited his brakes, he dynamited his brakes, ass-ended her, and then slid this. Our insurance said, hey, thanks for the video, but if we take this to court in Arizona, we have about a 60% chance of loss, 40% chance of win. We will, as an insurance company, pay up to this amount. That's where they capped it. They said, if we go to trial and it goes past that amount, you eat it.
And we'll take that risk.
So,
So we ended up paying that lady too.
so we paid her.
Really?
Really?
In California,
Because that video
in
is like-
California, listen guys, in California, 85% you will lose, 15% you might win. We just won. You remember the video of us pushing the car down the freeway?
Hell yeah.
Sideways?
Hell yeah.
We just won. We just won that one.
How much did we pay the lady though?
We, the lady, what was it, 14 grand? To fix her car and her, her indirectly to check her back or whatever. the hell it
Emotional
was.
damage.
Yeah, so we paid her just enough to get her to shut up, basically is what they did. But the one in California, we paid only for the experts that came out, measured our driver in the seat, showed where his field of vision would have gone, and how the camera shows more. Because what happened is everybody said, well, if the camera sees it, the driver should see it. Well, we mount our camera pretty high.
And I don't know anybody that's sitting up there like this, so.
Yeah. So, so these things add up. So this is what's coming out of his pocket, him and Steven's pocket.
The accident I had last year was the loss, wasn't it?
Huh?
The accident I got into last year in California was the loss, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we didn't have rear facing cameras.
Wait, someone hits you from the back?
Yeah.
And
So he's getting on the ramp, 3 lanes. He gets on, he gets into
Yeah,
the
2 lanes
single
in
lane,
together.
and he's been in the lane for enough time that the trailer's just starting to come into the lane from 2 lanes.
right.
Lane tries to sneak past him, tag.
Yeah, and
Took the mirror off.
clearly, he's been in his lane for a long time. We
Yeah.
still lost that.
We lost him.
We lost him.
Yeah, you know,
I flickered
and that
on
happens a
everything to
lot.
indicate that was for
That shit happens all the
I watched
time.
it from here. She was at the very
That's
bottom
why
of the hill. I
we
was on top
really
and
need
she gunned it.
to
Oh, yeah.
have the rear-facing cameras on the mirrors.
Mirror
Solve
That will solve a lot of issues. So guys, these cameras, they're saving us hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're a great thing.
Now, John,
So-
why don't you have them on the mirrors too, like a lot of other trucks do?
Hey,
The
It's all about money. We keep
company set
incurring-
up with, they had those originally.
And now they don't.
And they didn't have them because something with their vendor, and then they were starting a new pilot program to have them, but they don't actually have them out yet. They have a really cool system that's supposed to be coming out.
I don't want to do much.
Yeah.
But you know how there's this chip shortage?
Yeah.
So right now, it's ridiculously expensive and they can't supply it.
so that's the problem. So, hey guys, look at this. So this is another soapbox I'll jump on. So this happened, we'll go through the pictures here. On the other side of the fence is a logging truck.
What the heck? Fire hydrant?
Was he trying to turn? Was he bagging up?
So here's some daylight pictures. The driver had loaded the lumber. decided, left the mill. This hauling lumber and leaving the mills, guys, I don't know if you need to write it down on a piece of paper when you go into the mill, but you need to leave the mill the same way you came in.
So we had enough.
We have Larry Algene, who's no longer with us.
He rolled the
took our
truck down the
up
hill.
a friggin' goat trail,
Yeah.
lifted, because he left the lumber mill the wrong way.
A snowy goat
This-
trail though.
This gentleman, listen, they both were using GPS on their phones. On your phone, what's that GPS for? Cars, very good, very good, very good. Now, you guys all get, so yesterday I'm talking with Chris Childs. And Chris is showing me all this fancy stuff he has in his truck. Rand McNally trucker GPS, a phone booster, cell booster that he bought, and all this stuff. And I'm like, where are you getting all this money? He goes, John, it didn't cost me nothing. Oh my gosh. Not a 5-finger discount, is it? He said, oh, no, I used my love points.
California, just to grab the cell.
That's right. Grabbed a couple Gucci purses.
Yeah, but
So listen, if you use your fuel points at Love's, you guys can buy awesome trucker GPS.
Or just use a map.
Well,
Use a map.
but if this kind of shit happens, you might not have a job. So then I say buy food. Use your stuff wisely, guys. That's what I'm saying. It won't cost you a thing. Save up, get a trucker GPS. But then the phones are going to lead you on bad roads. Got another call. We had a guy, a fireman calls me.
Yeah, he should.
Hey, I'm behind your truck. He's on this road in California where it says nothing over 30 feet long. We've almost had several accidents.
is it California 29 by the way?
I can't remember the road.
Oh.
That's a yes.
It wasn't you.
No, but I've been up.
Anyways, so listen, this is all avoidable, guys, with the right GPS.
Or an atlas.
Well, wait,
Hold on. You can buy a map, and a map will tell you what road, a truck map will tell you what roads and what roads
Right.
you can't. A trucker GPS will update and everything else, and if you get lost, a map every single time, it's not gonna change.
Yeah, but you know what?
Keep a big road out.
Hey, but you know what a map won't do? A map won't get you down into the middle of the city.
Well, yeah, it will. If you
Buy a
use,
city
if you
map.
use an updated map.
If you buy a
get
city map, okay, yes, but a
the
city
road
map.
atlas from Love's will get you
They-
into the city.
Hey, you're talking to two old truckers that there was no GPS shit when we were driving.
Oh, yeah.
2022. What those called the CB radio? Hey, how do you get your?
No.
You're right, you're right, but
I really stopped paying attention to people that way. and I-
They take you the wrong way too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And some people, you know, they're just, yeah, you know where I'm just going?
yeah, but no, you're right. I mean, maps is the way it used to be. GPS will help you. The nice thing about GPS is what? What always appears on your GPS? Fastest route, right? And it'll update your route. So if there's a bad accident, road closure, whatever, it reroutes you on a truck route. Rather than you stopping, this is a little bit quicker. But that's one way to get one without paying for it, guys.
Did you say that you're gonna try to?
Sometimes those truck GPS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll put you in the middle of a fucking cornfield.
To me, this is the thing, you should use a combination, of all these things. None of those is meant to replace your brain. GPS, truck,
I use
GPS,
Google.
car,
You know, the best
GPS,
part about
none of it is a
Google is
replacement
on a
for
car,
your brain.
right?
You should be looking at your compass and your route, figuring out your route. And use whatever I still wouldn't do that. Even if you look on there, and see
takes you where you
use all the information you have, but your brain should make a decision, not your phone.
So, any takers on how much this cost?
$80,000.
$2,300.
I don't know if I put it in here.
$80,000 for the fence.
This is, it was around $2,000.
Don't look at me
total,
crazy.
And the fence was $1,500.
Oh, that's a cheap fence.
Now, that's pretty cheap. How much do you think it would have been had you hit that yellow thing right there?
Oh! I look at you, 10 grand.
Depends if it would have taken off
Okay.
like a rocket or not.
There's another one. Hey, Mario, you were just here, right?
Someone hit the fence at
Has it been fixed?
Yeah, it's fixed.
That was last week.
I know that.
Has to be.
How much did we pay, how much did we pay for Icon's fence?
Icon's fence, the original bid was $2,300.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. It was over $3 grand. Yeah.
Hey,
John will know that.
Hey, so wait, listen, let's keep it down, please. You guys, listen, I've driven, I've hit stuff. But the minute you hit, you stop. Holy shit.
He didn't stop it.
No, you don't stop, just, I guess I hit it.
But I wanna know why you didn't get out.
Hey, you wanna know the funny thing about Icon's fence though?
Huh.
Is
Yeah, I know.
that
Yeah,
fence,
look.
that fence we tore down wasn't worth $3 grand. People were buying brand new fences from us.
That's a weird angle.
Well, listen.
Yeah, that's how they replace the
Hang on,
fence.
hang on, wait. If I was to go out there and take a ball peen hammer to your brand new BMW, would you want aftermarket parts or brand new factory parts?
Get a hold of
That's true.
Okay, that's what everybody wants. When you destroy somebody's property, they don't want aftermarket crap. They want brand new stuff. And that's what we gotta pay. So, there's the rest of it. A little scrape to the tire, not too bad. We came out all right until we had to pay. So, hey, this is an accident we just had. Biscuit eater. So,
That's a down point, right?
so as he's creeping along here, I mean, you're on a side street, there's no other cars coming at you. He's driving down the middle on a straight portion, right?
All those cars go to the dealership?
Well, the cars, they're going to the dealership?
They're going into the dealership.
Oh, he's gonna hit that.
So he's
So see
going
the black
around.
car right here? Tell me, what hits it?
Trailer.
Trailer?
Because he cut it way too soon.
Why are we cutting it back now?
Way back there.
What are you doing? Trailer ran into that black car?
No, the white truck.
No,
I hit the black car.
black car.
On the 60 and Marina Beach Drive.
You know what it is?
No reason to come back that early, right? When you cars come in, you're supposed to fuck it up.
Did I rent a car?
Yeah, sure, use it.
Huh?
You take all the real estate you need to.
Yeah, use it.
That's not what it does.
All right, here's another one.
I'll take the whole thing.
So here we go, guys. Pay attention. It's at night.
It's not.
Where's this at? California?
It is California.
Nine.
Watch this car.
Brakes.
Why do they hit their brakes?
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What you doing?
All right, so with this, 15-year-old driver or 18-year-old driver didn't have a driver's license, had an ID card only. Why do you think they call it Californication? Because that's what they're doing to us as a trucking company. They're fornicating with us. Every time we hit somebody over there, they come after us. What's the first thing you need to do on these accidents?
Take pictures.
Pictures, and then call who? Me and? Who's the third party?
Cops.
Cops. Every time, guys, cops.
No false statement.
They don't care, they don't have interest in you or me, they just report. And that's what insurance companies want to see, is the report. They want to see who was at fault, who wasn't. We can clearly see from this who was at fault. Okay, so let's do police reports. Every time. California, you have to. So let's go over the accident pattern. Stop, turn on your four-way flashers as fast as you can, shut down the vehicle, don't move until the police arrive. If you're on a freeway, get off to the side. Common sense. Set out warning devices, protect the scene, assist the injured, but do not move anybody. So you guys can help people. But as a trooper, I was in several accidents where people would go into cars, pick people up who just roll over multiple times and carry them out. Do you ever see the fire department do that?
No.
Why is that?
Spinal injury.
Because they get sued time and time again for spinal injuries. Keep them in place. Yeah. You
Unless
can
there's
regrade, put pressure on bleeding, whatever. But do not move them.
Unless it's a life or death. If it's a
Yeah, if their car's on fire, drag them
get them
out.
out. But
Drag them out. Do not sign anything or make any statements except to the police. Or myself, Mike Chavez or Scott or Kelly. But call me first, please.
You don't answer.
Oh, he knows.
You don't answer.
There are times you don't answer.
At 4 o'clock, you shut your phone off. On weekends, it's turned off. We don't know.
Call me on the weekends.
I have.
There we go. So shit. I told you. But hey, listen, he's waiting here. There's your phone, 24/7. You take it to the shower with you? No. So I need alone time.
No, but he will call you back.
Tell you guys, so Tuesday afternoons, John has some prior commitments. So Tuesday afternoon, you need to talk to Mike Chavez first.
It says it right on my message. If you're calling Tuesday afternoon, please contact Mike Chavez. But I try to be good. I've had guys call me in the middle of the night. Wake up
And
my
it's really
wife.
funny if they call him in the middle of the night because they did something stupid in their locker.
It's not fun.
He doesn't think, I thought it was funny when I heard, but he didn't think it.
Or if you're sitting in your living room and hear somebody hit the back of your truck.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna call you.
So this right here, you're gonna complete this packet. There's forms to fill out, the things in it, we're gonna go over that. Take pictures of the inside of the entire scene. If we have an accident, the guys pull it in to a whatever, who cares? Hits the back of a F-150 Platinum with our trailer. He calls me, he goes, no, it's Platinum. Yeah, Platinum's the highest dollar.
Oh, the King Ranch.
Yeah, it is.
Limited tire, because I have limited tire than platinum.
Right, it's a Ford, so it really gets it. It's a Ford. Anyway. Somebody's got to push me for a dump truck. Has to be work for dump trucks. So anyways.
Was that the shit I trying to make the right?
He hit the truck.
Huh?
We're talking about going
He hit the platinum truck. Hit the platinum truck.
Oh, he was back to the truck pulling into a parking spot.
Yeah.
He calls me, he goes, oh, I just had an accident. I said, all right, take tons of pictures. Oh, you only need one. I'm so glad. You know more than me. So listen, so I said, take a minimum of 20 pictures. And he did. He took 20 pictures, 14 of the same thing. We laugh, but he don't work here no more.
Oh,
He's done. I'm done with this antics. And he'll never be welcome back. This picture taking saves us tens of thousands of dollars. Take pictures of the people, take pictures of the vehicles, different angles, the roadway, skid marks. Your phone will take 100 pictures. You ever send me 100 pictures, you will hear nothing but great job.
I think video.
Unless it's the same picture.
Yeah, unless it's the same picture over and over, then you're gonna have a tirade rage.
Can you take those pictures with the tablet? Can you do it?
Huh?
Can you use the tablet to take
Yeah.
those pictures?
Yeah, you could use a picture.
You can't send them.
Oh, you can't send them to
No,
you?
sir.
So there's no way you can get them?
Yeah, so take them, send them to me, and then erase them. Once I get them, you can erase them off your phone. Have all the data storage back. So,
I think a video.
Unless
a
you want to
minimum of
shoot
25 pictures. If you fail to follow these instructions, it's a $500 fine. Here's the thing. A lot of guys, I think, are worried about filling these out. Listen, I just want your best effort, that's it. I don't care if you can spell, punctuate, any of that. I just want filled out the best to your ability. After you get done with this one, here's the other. Check some boxes, write down what happened. You can either draw a diagram here, or I've got 2 other sheets in there with different roadways. If you don't have an accident packet, we will provide you with 1 or 2.
If you don't have one as
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
leave right on that.
So listen, some of the most common causes.
Those come in the green folders when you, on hire, right?
Unless you already used it. Then
Yeah,
you
unless
probably-
you used it.
Then you probably need a new one.
When you turn one into me, when you turn in a filled sheet, I give you another one
I'm
back.
probably gonna need one.
I pulled this off of an attorney's website. Some of the most common causes for severe or fatal truck accidents in and around Arizona include truck driver negligence, truck driver error, improperly loaded or secured trailers, inadequate or improper training, rushing through inspections, speeding, sudden stops, lack of signaling, lane splitting, So much investigation, preparation, and documentation goes into every unique case. But there is a simplified overview of our process. So they gather evidence on us from the accident, such as police reports, photographs, and witness statements. Investigating the driver's background. It's serious, guys. These guys are digging into your background. Such as whether he or she has had a prior history of drug and alcohol use, unsafe driving, they pull all your roadside inspections, accidents. So we have two employees right now involved in lawsuits on accidents with us.
Now, are they getting sued themselves?
Themselves. They're going after the guy's houses. Yeah, listen, there's this thing called nuclear verdicts out there. Juries sit on these things and they go, oh, big trucking company, big trucks, big money. You know, that's what they think. So there was just a verdict out of Florida for $1 billion.
Two different trucking companies.
No, it's just one truck.
Oh, well, there was another one. There was another one
Yeah.
in Florida with two different trucking companies that was stupid money also.
Yeah. So listen, we're insured only up to a certain amount. David and Stephen are leveraged to their gills. So if we get sued for anything over probably $5 million, we're throwing the keys on the roof and walking away. And $5 million is nothing in the courts today. Juries don't care. They don't understand. If we sue this company, if we find that this company is responsible for this amount of money, they don't understand that they're wrecking how many hundreds of people's jobs are working. They don't give a crap. They want justice. Look what happened to the fella up in Colorado. Right? How many years did he get?
110.
110 years. It's been reduced.
10, you got 10 years.
10 years. You got 10 years to give up?
Hey, whatever happened, you in Colorado that fell off his trailer and died in that steel plant.
I don't know. Good question. Generally, other companies won't divulge that information. They don't ever. So determine whether the driver violated traffic laws and whether the driver, trucking company, cargo loaders, or others involved violated state, federal trucking violations. I can't tell you how many accidents we have, and you guys are in California doing 65, 70. You think that they're not going to find that out? And then they're going to put you at fault. If he wasn't going that fast, this accident wouldn't happen. Remember, they're explaining all this to people. 12 people who are not smart enough to get out of jury duty. I mean, we laugh.
No, you're
That's
honest.
exactly what's happening, guys. And I say that as a joke.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to chuckle a little bit. But it's serious business, man. They're coming after everybody. It's crazy what's going on. So reviewing truck driver and trucking company's documentation, hours of service logs, every accident you guys are in, I pull your last 7 days in the day of the accident. And I put it in the file because they're asking for it every time. We're involved in an accident right now from back in July of 2018. They called us, they said, hey, actually, the insurance company called me and said, hey, on this date, your truck hit my client in the parking lot of a truck stop. I'm like, what? And I had just started here. So I called the driver, I'm like, hey, were you involved in an accident here? Oh, yeah. Never told us. So then I said, I contacted the insurance company. I said, hey, shoot me pictures and let me see what happened. Literally, he hits the back end of a Fiat. There's paint transfer, and that's it. There's a little bit of green paint on the back of hers, and there's white paint on our bumper. Neither bumper is dented in. And you know the plastic bumpers today, you hit them, I can go out there and use my knee and pop holes in your bumpers. So her story changes from, we just collided like that, to now it says that our truck violently threw her vehicle through the air. And we're still in litigation. Yeah, me and David filling out a bunch of paperwork. Has White Mountain Trucking ever been sued from an accident? Has White Mountain Trucking ever this? Have you ever done this? Have you ever done that? I guarantee you, me and David will be going up to Washington State testifying for it.
This is 2 years ago?
3. Yeah, more than 3.
Or,
It's almost 4, we're coming up on 4.
Dang.
Yeah,
So they sit on it and wait until they can.
So
the
why do
urine
you-
records are gone,
yeah.
hopefully, and they.
Yeah, we got rid of all the driver's records, because I'm only required to keep them 6 months, so after 6 months, they go. Electronic logs, after 6 months, Sam Sear just, they go into La La Land.
What was his reason for not reporting it?
Well, he continued on into the parking lot, parked his vehicle, she sat in front of his truck, so he didn't get out for a while. Then when he did get out, he walked right past her, like he didn't even see her, went into the truck stop and went into the bathroom, and that's when she called the police. The police had to go into the bathroom and drag him to get him to come out.
Why?
I'll go through all that.
So, no, was you trying to make a movie or exaggerate the
That's-
story?
Now you sound like me. Why are we doing this?
Trying to make a movie?
I don't know.
Both those for both.
Alright, so hey, listen, tarping. Tarping or rebar. Do we tarp it to keep it from getting wet?
No,
What do we tarp it for?
salt.
Salt. Sodium chloride. That's what they spray on the roads all over. Sodium chloride. So when you do this, does it protect the rebar?
No.
No. That's the front of the trailer. That's the back of the trailer. So we're still open. Right? So, David says, pull your front tarp all the way to where the red line is, and then you can fold that up underneath and then pull together on both sides and use bunch cords.
Sometimes it
Same
don't,
with the back.
sometimes it won't reach, but what I do is I put the blanket.
Yeah, it'll reach when you use
No,
straight
no,
tarp.
you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I just had to do it the other day.
There's no, half the time anymore, there's no middle tarps, because everybody's using 2 or 3. For the past month, I've been going out there and there's no middle tarps. I
We need to
got
find-
I got one in a month, and
Where's Georgia? Are we out of middle tarps?
Fuck, no, we're not.
Yeah, they're about 5 or 8.
Yeah.
so that's 5, and I mean, guys are taking using 2 or 3, and so now it fucks guys that leave their loads in the yard, they gotta get a middle tarp.
Well, you can always take the tarps off.
Yeah, you know.
That's why we have the shade out there.
Yeah, so,
But I was told not to take them
no,
off.
so check it out. If you bring a load down from Utah, right? You take your tarps off of it. If Kelly says, oh, just keep it strapped, she doesn't need tarped. She just says unstrapped. Okay. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, why do we
Okay.
gotta tarp when it's not raining or snowing up there?
Because the salt's
Because
still on the road.
It's still on there?
The
Yeah.
person
In the wintertime,
receiving-
yeah. During
The
summertime, it's
person
fine.
receiving has asked that it be tarped and they're paying a higher price for that.
And the like, you know, the white stuff you see on the pavement, even that dust getting up on it is still.
Still get on
Yeah.
So we have 2 loads that people decided, we're not gonna tarp, and they got caught in some slush. They came down here, it took George how many days?
6.
George is behind me all day.
I watched it.
6 days of pressure washing. We used hydrogen peroxide, simple green, a pressure washer. We had to unload everything off the trailer. It's just bad. So hey, a lot of people say, well, I can't fit my tarps in my boxes. They're too big. But every time you guys get your trucks, all the tarps are where? In the box. So Jeremiah is going to show you how to actually fold the tarps to where they're so tight that you can fit them in the box.
You can speed up, down like 20 seconds, right?
This is narrated by Dan Nader.
I did there in 20 seconds.
Really?
Oh, he's just loud. And there's a reason I'm showing you guys this. So Jeremiah is probably one of the fastest tarp folders.
Can I keep it in my truck?
Is that an end or a middle?
That's an end.
That's an end.
So he folded the flap up and in first. And you can see he's not rushing.
Did he go string, he go like 3 in, like I don't know.
Halfway.
He went halfway. Yeah. And he folds that over the top to the half.
Okay, so you showing me is how to do it in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, not in hot weather there. Kill his ass to get out there and film when it's friggin' snowing.
He does that. Well, he doesn't get much snow here, but he does it during the heat.
Yeah, see, that's the
It's
problem.
easier to heat, because they're not built for.
That's how it's hard to get those factory, you can't put them in the pump, because it's friggin' cold. Take his ass up there and see if you both that time.
It's a simple solution, put them on your deck.
Then you walk around until it's not done. And then you get nice and tight. In the winter time, when it's cold like that, and it's not so frozen, just walk on it. Keep walking on it, and it'll stop, it'll flatten itself out, and then you get a nice tight roll.
What he's doing right there? So he's walking all the air out. That's easy.
Wherever you almost died in that.
Well, yeah, I say, it almost kills me every time I do it. I don't give a fuck.
I know,
Like, shut the fuck up.
I heard it.
Okay, remember, I have to remember that.
He's sleeping, just keep getting it turned down.
Well, I don't want to add to their vocabulary.
YouTube does that just fine.
Or the PlayStation.
But granddad is a 20-year retired.
Hey guys, pay attention, it's still part of the same.
He does it he holds it halfway. So like one side halfway and then start pulling it. I just want to put it in that big more. It seems like it gets tighter.
Yeah, that's the part that gets me right there, just keep going back and forth, and going back and forth.
Good exercise.
Yeah.
Good for the heart.
Especially in 100-degree weather.
Yeah, it's straight too.
Okay, there's another one, but we won't suffer you through this because we're getting almost to time.
See like that. See like
Or our past time, you said 12 o'clock on the message.
starts to roll in.
Our past 12.
I know, what did it say? Around 12.
Say around 12.
So it's 31 o'clock. All right, so once he gets everything folded over, he makes sure everything's straight, he walks all the air out, and then watch how he folds this. I mean, it's because he gets incredibly tight. Now, I grant you, Roy, he's in the shade, it's a nice day, there's no snow.
Yeah, that's not a real work life setting right there. There's no, that ain't.
Well, we can take that to the real world, but
No.
Jeremiah, he said, let me show you here.
Okay, because when you got like 4 trucks behind you, you moving.
I know.
And not one of them 4 behind you wants to help you either.
Let me take the heat off.
Feel fine. Nobody cares.
Let me take the heat off.
Especially when it's like you're having to wipe out, they're sitting there and watching.
Man, it looks like it's a Hollywood show. Yeah. We should have shot it with 2 cameras.
What are you waiting? In the shade.
So again, the next one is just the middle tarp that he did, but once you see this, I mean, we won't bore you with the next one. Believe it or not, this video is 5 minutes. That's it, 5 minutes long.
I need like time charts that's been
And you do know this, it don't happen like that if it's 14 degrees outside.
No.
The tarp ain't moving that way.
See right there.
See, that's where you fuck up.
See, that's where you fuck up. If you do that, you can't get it as tight as if you roll from the bottom all the way to forward. See?
That's an extremely tight, every time.
That's not.
I do.
I can get mine way tighter than
I
that.
get all 3 tarps in the box.
I can get I can get 4 tarps in my box, not doing it that way. I've even had to fight with Chavo about it.
You want to have fast runners in the group? No, I'm serious. Maybe you only gotta be faster than the guy next to you.
Exactly.
So Tony, our broker, thinks he's fast, so if you want to challenge, he was challenging his
I run them out of sneakers.
Think about it.
And look, Jeremiah's got to weigh maybe about 50.
I'm not in the front, you know, I'm
And the
sorry.
funny thing is, that's how you gotta get on them
It's all
too.
right.
Exactly.
You gotta
get on
top.
top just like that. We
I
get on
use my knee.
Hey, this is false advertisement.
Nah, I always use my knee.
Yeah, that's
Roll
what
it,
I roll my knee.
roll it knee.
Isn't it? They're always like this.
It's like a
It is,
it's like
it's fucking
slave.
tight, well, I
Yeah,
see.
exactly. It's work.
That is a fucking nice job, that.
Dan does a great job narrating.
Wow.
The way
And
he
he
shot
did
you.
one thing. Where's Bungie's at? He just
Alright, so we'll skip this one. Alright, so listen, here's a bill. Somebody keeps their tarps on the back of their truck, uses a 2-inch strap, strap it down.
Oh, is this the guy that shut down I-10 for a little bit?
Oh, is this that one that got tied up?
We're not gonna name names. So, to repair it, and the repair, $2,408,
Drive shaft.
just to repair it. You think that truck's ever the same again?
I don't
No,
know.
because they're splicing. They cut out the bad section, splice everything. Electrical wires and everything. To pull them off I-10, $1,860. We're looking at $4,268.
Who's it trap, who's it
No,
tarp?
wait,
What happened? Deck?
On the,
So if
on
we
the,
can't put them
on
on the back of the deck, run
the,
them.
behind the pad.
Put them on there you go. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Get a good box.
Yeah.
I put them on the
That's what I figured. You don't want it on my dog.
So let's, hey guys, here we go. That's what it looked like.
Oh!
That truck has been devalued by about $10,000.
We can just dig down.
So the strap, the end comes out, it falls down, it gets wrapped around the drive line, and then the drive line rips it off, and it starts whipping it, and then it starts grabbing air lines, electrical lines, there's bungee cords in there.
shuts everything off.
Yeah. So then, if you have no air lines going back, how do you release your brakes?
You don't. You come to a stop. You
Come
stop.
to a stop.
Like you did.
Please don't do this. If you don't have the proper stuff leaving, let me know.
Oh, you
I'll
missed the
find the
middle
proper stuff for you.
I didn't use it.
You missed the middle part.
That's all, guys.
What was that? Yeah!